Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Frank. American Eagle Rises Sunday. It sure is sunny today. It's pretty nice. It's got up to like 82. It was funny. Was the temperature didn't go up, but it felt hotter. I think because my house faces west. I was out in the garage a good portion of the afternoon. Went for my typical walk. I was still a little tired, and then I was like, hey man, I'll just go out to the garage, just putz out, and don't rush, don't feel like I need to do anything, and just kind of keep going, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. So I was out there, not quite 5 hours, like I don't know, maybe about 4.5, I don't know, somewhere around there. So, we got through the day. That's sometimes that's all we gotta focus on, man. Just one day at a time. I like to fidget with stuff too, so I just happened to grab one of my Morgan silver dollars. What, 1921 here? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, don't get distracted. You're recording. Yeah, it's not gonna be that long of a video, guys. I try to look. I don't see anything fantastically. More. I don't want to say fallout, but just more. I call it repetition, but right, last week was, we'll probably be hearing that stuff for quite a while. The media wants you to be all worried about Hyundai, ICE. Just get rid of these illegals. Why are you here? You gotta go back. If you're scared, it's okay, right? But you can't just run away from the law, right? If you want to work with us, tell us how the heck you got here. Tell us your story. Maybe it's not 100% true, but if you really are, what's the word? Like genuinely want to, I don't know what damn word it is. We'll get you home, right? But yeah, if you're here legally and you're trying to be sneaky and you're kind of breaking the law, but you're not being blackmailed, whatever, right? Then I don't know, man. You got another thing coming. Dun, dun, dun. I think that's Judas Priest. Is that Judas Priest? Judas Priest. It's a good song actually, but it was a little bit before my time, but that's kind of like, I don't want to say, definitely one of the whatever. Black Sabbath / Ozzy kind of gets the grandfather of heavy metal, but, Judas Priest. Kind of like, maybe a more hair metal-y. What's the other one? God. Ace, I don't know, the one song. Motorhead, that's it. Motorhead. I saw them in concert years ago. Anyway, I think I saw Judas Priest too. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Squirrel. Yeah. So we're cooking some dinner. I still have some leftovers from yesterday. Kind of the good thing about that one place, they give you tons of fried rice, and I only ate like half of it. I ate like half the soup and half the little prawn chips that I bought with it, because I gotta have soup, man. It's a hot and sour soup. I love soup. Yeah, but I ate the rest of the soup and the chips for lunch, which wasn't much left, right? And then I still have half of it, and I got chicken thighs. They're not on the bone, they're whatever. So it's kind of like chicken breasts, skinless, boneless chicken thighs. I didn't cut them up or anything. I have them, and then I don't want to say grill. It's kind of, and it's not quite fry because I put them in the oven. And I just get like a big ceramic, something to. I just like put them in there, get chicken broth, and then just put it on there. Put it on like, I don't know, lower heat. Pull it out every once in a while. Just get the little turkey baster. and just do that. It works for me, right? So whatever. Not quite baked, not quite grilled, not quite fried. Mr. Homefront, what the hell? What type of chicken am I cooking? What's the name? This is how Frank is, man, right? It's all about just get it done. Just, I don't care, right, how you do it. You know, and I had a lot of friends. Some of them aren't with us anymore, unfortunately. Two of them are still around. And, man, it was just like, you made do with what you had. You know, especially when we were younger. You know, we'll say like, 9 to 15 or something. And you're doing something like, oh, how hard can it be? And it's like, all right, we need this. Well, we can use this over here. Dad was awesome at that. Dad was the key of like using stuff, not necessarily for it, but it worked. And it worked long enough until you could find the right part, or until you had enough money to go get the right stuff. That Dad, yeah. MacGyver before MacGyver type of thing. It's awesome. I still kind of do it from time to time. It's like, well, I'm OCD, right? So I want to use find the right damn fastener, right? And it's like, they gotta all be the same. Heaven forbid they got, oh, well, they're both kind of silver. Yeah, well, this one's got a little bit different. This one looks like a satin nickel. And this one looks more like a stainless steel. This one looks like a chrome. It's like, well, it's going to be covered anyway, Frank. No one's going to... Yeah, but I'm going to know it's there. That's why sometimes you just pay someone to do it. You're just like, yeah, hopefully it's... hopefully someone did the rafters right. Yeah, anyway, it's Sunday, guys. Yeah, I don't know. What do we got? 7 minutes. The only thing noteworthy, maybe from the financial side, I know we're not that big of a financial thing, but we do. American Eagle rises, right? It's kind of like a holistic approach. It's not just America First News. It's kind of good to get that out. I like it. And then definitely one of my haters just, they hated. That's a whole other thing. Haters, what happened? Where'd you go? Are you hiding because of what happened the other day? Don't worry, I'm not going to come look for you, man. Come on. Actually, if anything, we want to help you. We want you to get all that bad stuff. It's kind of like when you accidentally drink something, like some poison that says induced vomiting, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, so get that crap out of you, right? Hopefully you're not possessed, because that's a little bit harder. We gotta get The Exorcist. Man, that thing freaked me out when I was a kid. I probably shouldn't have been watching it. I think I was like 6. Yeah, back then, man, that shit was scary, man. That was some good, for... When did it come out? Like late somewhere around there. Yeah, not bad. Hey, that's back when movies were good, man. Some movies really looked aged, but the storyline is really great. I'd rather have that. That's like Star Wars, man. You watch the original Star Wars, and you're just like, it's like, man, this thing's like 50 years, well, not quite 50 years old, but you're just like, damn, like, the modeling that they did, and it was all analog film too. So, and that's what I also noticed, like old classics, like Spartan, Ben-Hur, the Ten Commandments. Isn't that funny? These came out of Hollywood. Yul Brynner, I think, is Ramses. Damn, he looked... I'm telling you, like whenever I hear Pharaoh, I think of him, man. I mean, damn, that guy had no hair, Raymond. Like, look at that guy. I think he had hair. I think he just cut it off. I don't know, whatever, man. That guy looked good, I think. I wish I would look like that. Damn, that guy, right? And then, Charleston Heston, nothing against that guy. I mean, that guy looked good for a long time, too. Yeah. But this is just to say, like, those films, like, you see them again, they'll put them on a DVD or whatever. Like, they barely have to remaster it. I mean, the damn cult, like, it's old film. Just something about that silver nitrate that's on that damn film. That's why it's called the silver screen, guys. Yeah, back in that, that's how they used silver. But I'm just saying, like, and then I don't know, during that time when they got away from that film, I don't know, maybe it was certain film with Technicolor, and I don't know, something like that. I don't know, but then eventually it got all grainy. Because, like, some of the movies from, like, the late 80s, they don't have the original, and then they remastered it from some crappy digital version. It looks like shit, right? But those old movies, man, you see, and they just cleaned it up. It's like the Sistine Chapel, right? You're like, oh my god, look at all this color. But yeah, it looks. You see it on the, I think I saw one. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Damn it, I don't know. Maybe it was Ten Commandments, because I really like that one. But yeah, the color is pretty damn vivid, and the picture quality is just, I don't know. Anyway, how the hell did I get? How did I get? How did? Uh-oh, it delayed again. Guys, how did it happen? And then again, guys, vote. Put your Talon. I don't know. What do you get? What other? I don't know. Don't call him Falcon because he's an eagle, right? Eagle Eyes. That's not bad. I don't know. You guys tell me. Screaming Eagle. Yeah, that's like what? That's the 82nd Airborne Division, I think. Or is that the 101st? Shit. I think it's 101st. I should know this! God damn it. Yeah, we're getting old, and yeah, we haven't looked at our military stuff in a while. We could probably brush some of that shit off. Yeah. I think the 101st was the Screaming Eagle. What was 82nd? Fuck. Those two participated in the D-Day glider. Fucking glider. It would have been better just to jump out of a parachute on a plane. Goddamn gliders. Fuck. That was some shit. Anyway. Squirrel! Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Shit. Yeah, finance. Yeah, I don't know how the hell. Yeah. Yeah, sue me. Everyone that's watching, listening is a diehard subscriber. I was going to say fan. You're a subscriber. Are you a fan? Yeah, kinda. Yeah, so the Federal Reserve is going to meet, and supposedly they're going to cut. I think it's like 99%. The market has already priced it. In fact, I think they're starting to price that it may be more. So I don't know. Like if they just cut 25, it'll probably sell off a little bit. And I think it's on the 17th, which is a Wednesday. It's always on a Wednesday. They might say, because I think they first start on Tuesday, or is it Monday? Fuck, I don't know. They like meet for a couple of days, but then they announce it. It's always at Wednesday. I think it's either at 2 o'clock or 2:30. I don't know. It's almost like irrelevant now, right? But anyway, market's looking for at least a quarter point, I believe. At least it probably wants 50. But the Federal Reserve gives the market what it's expecting, so it'll cut by 25 basis points. But 25 basis points, this is like nothing. It's still going to be like over 4% overnight rate, right? So if you're hoping mortgage rates are going to go down, man, you better keep smoking your pipe. And if you ran out of whatever stuff that was keeping you, light-headed? I don't know. Anyway, 14 minutes. Let's find that stop button. I'm hungry. Raymond is on. So, Raymond, if you're watching, I guess good. I guess it's good that you found something decent at a church. I hope. I'm being genuine or whatever, honest here. Like, I hope it really works out. I went to a church around where I lived. It's in it was a Baptist church. They were really friendly at first. It's actually ironic because like it was probably the friendliest church I've ever been to. So that was that. They really were very Bible believing, maybe a little too much. But the pastor was really, really old. and it was like he wouldn't give up being the pastor. And the problem with this church was, and this was like at 2021, so I don't know, maybe they had more people, but it was like borderline cult, meaning like I think the only people that went to this church were like they grew up in this particular church. And it seemed like there were always like money problems, and they did try to have an outreach program. Like they had these couple buses. They would bring these kids in. A lot of them were just they were troublemakers, man. They were but they were in Pontiac, like inner Pontiac. Like this is like if you don't know anything about Metro Detroit area, Pontiac is like a mini Detroit. There were times where Pontiac was worse than Detroit. Sections of Pontiac were really, really bad. That's why they called it Ponty Crack, because crack was really big, especially in the 80s. Obviously, Detroit was crack central or whatever. Maybe not quite the headquarters, but anyway. But they were, they had these buses, and it was always like running down, like, oh, we got to get another battery for that bus. Oh, well, this one. So they, they offer plate, right, and then they offer plate again, right, for special, special assessments and stuff. But, yeah, it seemed like, once church ended, it was like, they went to their little ways. But it was like if you didn't fit in their little clique or, you weren't there every day, working for free. I did go up there a few times, just to kind of meet and, I was trying to make it into my little community, and I was trying to talk with these people, and, maybe they weren't, maybe they were never going to be my best of friends, but I just felt like an outsider the whole time. It always felt very fake. They really didn't get any new people for the most part, every once in a blue moon. Yeah, but it was all surface related, right? So yeah, I hope it works out for you, Raymond. I don't know. I'm gonna, like I said, I've never had any luck at any churches. I don't know. It just seems like whatever they believe and whatever they say, they don't practice what they preach, type of thing. And like I said, this one guy, he was like stuck in his ways, and I think that's probably the problem. And like I said, he was a great pastor. It was great, but it was just like, dude, like you're in your 80s, right? I mean, heaven forbid. I mean, he had a passion for it, right? But take a step down. I mean, there was like two other guys, and they were like older than me, so they were probably like approaching 60 or something. And like I said, like there was probably like maybe 5 kids that were that were like in high school, and no one college age. And you kind of had like maybe older 30-year-old, right? Because whoever had those kids that were like in high school, but yeah, no one under the age of like 10. So this place is probably dying right now, because probably half of those kids that were in high school, that was like 4 years ago. But yeah, I just, like I said, I think that like one time I was trying, like I wanted to, I don't want to say go door to door, but they would send little tracts out. People would respond and send cards, or they would come to the church, and and we would just check on them, type of thing, right? So, I wanted to, but like, his biggest thing was, oh, I wasn't coming to church in like a suit and tie, and I'm just like, number one, I'm not the pastor, and like number two, why is that? Like, isn't the word of God and salvation more important than outward appearance? Like, we're going to be going to people's houses and they're poor, right? Like, why are we going to show up, in our whatever Sunday best or whatever? Like, shouldn't we? I don't want to say come down to their level, right? But shouldn't we come as ourselves, right? The word of God is more important than His salvation, good news, right? No, so I had an interest to do it, and he turned me down. Because I wouldn't wear a suit and tie. Yeah. What's important? Appearances or what's in the heart. So that's why I'm no longer there, because I'm like, well, that's wow. Like that's if that's really more important, then it's that again. I believe what's in the heart and honesty, right? I don't know, guys. Like I said, maybe decades ago was more appropriate, but like I said, do you? I mean, like even when I'm home, like if someone comes to my house in a suit and tie, I'm going to be like, what are they? Are they here to try to buy my house, or like what is it? Like again, I don't want someone coming here with like I didn't dress up in holes or anything like that. I mean, I dressed like how I was going to work. I had like decent pair of blue jeans and a nice like shirt, right? I wasn't dressing like a bum or anything like that. So anyway, I don't know. That's how I feel every time. It just looks like a bad social club or a you know like some club, right? It's like and you're not invited. You're not part of it. The George Carlin, thing. I don't know. That's again. I don't knock the religion, or like I said, I still believe in Jesus Christ. I know that He died for my sins, and I accept Him as my Savior. That type of thing. I think what happens is it's just trying to live the right way, right? Well, what is the right way? All right, it's almost like, well, okay, God, I do want to live by your laws, but come on, uphold your own laws here, right? Come down, show me, or you know what I mean? On all these people getting all mad and oh, you're not doing it right. Like what? Like I don't know. So when Frank sees it's all fake, now I'm like, all right, fine, man. I don't want to say I'll be on my own, right? I'll do it on my own. It's sad. Like I said, I don't want to be alone. But like when outward appearances and oh, how big your gift is and how much money you spend on your gift, when that's more important than the thought, right? Like for me, I don't need a damn gift. I just want fellowship. I just want to talk with people. I just want to mean something, and I want them to you're right. I want to reciprocate that. That's all. Whatever religion that is, that's that whatever, right? I don't know. I consider that more what's closer to the real truth. And the problem is none of us were around, right? Even if everything in that book is true, verbatim, not faked or edited, we were never there. So we don't know. We don't know if anything got messed up. I mean, come on. It's just humans are infallible. It's like nothing's ever perfect long term. Like even the earth itself changes over time. Anyway, I'm trying again. I could get mad about this, and I'm not. And I don't know. It's almost like we kind of need Jesus to come back and show us how it's done, and then we hope that's the real one, not the evil elite version of Jesus, right? That's the whole thing. We won't know. We won't know. It's the unknown. So I leave the door open. I don't shut that, right? But anyway, guys, like 24 minutes. Anyway. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later. I'm like getting slap happy or whatever they call it. Anyway, we found the stop button this time for reals. All right, we'll see you on Monday. Okay, see you. Bye.